away from the boat build for almost 2 months, I think, just moving and lockdown. We had a quarantine lockdown where seniors couldn't go anywhere. We got our vaccination cards and stuff, so we're a little more free to roam. But it looks like they painted. I didn't know if they painted the steps, because last we checked they didn't paint the steps, but they wasn't going to paint it until we flipped them back, because they're all upside down now. But they've been keeping it here, and upside down is perfect because water doesn't get inside of the hull. And so she's untying it, so we'll see the reveal of how well this water, well, what the paint job looks like. But anyway, keeping them upside down is perfect because water can't get inside, and I mean, we got drain holes, but still it will collect on one side or the other, and just not good. Go over that away, honey. Just take off. There he is. We're back. Honey, what do you say?
You just back now today?
Well, tell them, because we had to lock down.
It was a lockdown, kuya, yan.
And then we had to move. We had to move to a new house. We had to get our vaccine.
Yeah. Ang mga kompleto na kompleto namin. Ano, may card, kuya.
Yeah. Well, now we got our cards and everything. So let's see how this baby looks here. She's definitely white. Needs a bath, so all the dirt and dust, the storms and all that stuff been blowing around. But yeah, they got it all painted. We're gonna want to turn this over and get this. So this is my epoxy job here. It didn't turn out as smooth as I wanted, but it's still, nonetheless, it's fine. So anyway, we're just gonna do this one hull right now. We'll flip it, maybe, if we can flip it, and we'll see. So anyway, how to get these cocoa woods off, and then we'll flip it and see how it looks right side up, because it is upside down. And we'll be, somebody's over there tuning a motor again over yonder. That's their motor tuning area. I guess you call that their pit, the pits. Like a race track has got the pits, and that's where all the cars go to after they race. They park there and do their tuning or whatever, change their tires. So anyway, we will flip this, and we'll be back with more from my Paradise on Battalion Island. Flipping boats. Bye for now. We got the boats right side up now, and what we're doing, we're lining up all the holes and drilling them out, because they were filled with paint, so we had to re-drill them. And we're also fitting them now, and making sure the bolts slide through easily, and that, so we're not like fighting it in the ocean. Whenever we're assembling or disassembling this thing, we want it to be a smooth operation. Just slide the bolt in, slide the bolt out. And of course, we're going to be in some waves and stuff, but still, that's not a bad thing, because it's going to be wiggling, and it wiggle your bolt right out, maybe, if things go well. So we've done this side, and of course there's back two holes and this hole here, and we've done that hole there. So now we're going to do where the removables connect over to here and connect over to here, between here and here, and there and there. But this hole's the only one that hasn't been drilled out yet, so we'll do that now. You can see right here where there's paint in there. See, that hole's not even round. See, it's all teardrop shaped and stuff, because it's clogged up with paint. So I got to drill all these out, and then we will be back with more. But look at that. That's a white boat. It needs a wash. See, it's got a lot of dirt and stuff from just sitting here, so we have to wash it all down and everything. They painted the threads of the bolts, so that's going to be fun. Threading the nut onto the painted thing, but we'll do it. We'll get her done. So anyway, we'll be back with more For my paradise on Battalion Island, 3 wide holes. See how they run. They all run up. Oh wait, that's 3 blind mice, not 3 wide holes. So we'll be back with more from my paradise on Battalion Island. Bye for now. What we're doing now, because we painted these removable cross braces, paint got inside of here, and now the bolts won't go through. See, if you try to put a bolt through, it doesn't go in. See there, because the paint. So now I got to re-drill all these holes so that the bolt will slide through. So that's basically what I'm doing now. So I'll show you. But here, I'm trying to also open them up just slightly. Here, honey, you want to hold the camera? Okay, here we go. Then I work it around just slightly. I don't want them too big because I don't want slop, and over time I'm going to get some slop, and I don't want that. I want these to be really tight. But the other thing, if water gets in here, because this is bare wood, this is not painted wood, so when it gets wet, water's going to go in here and soak into all this wood, and it's going to swell up and make those bolts tight too. So that's another reason to kind of open them up a little bit more. They're 3/8 inch bolts, so I got a 3/8 inch drill bit here. We got the 3 white knights here, and we just refitted. After painting and epoxying and all that, we had to refit, these holes here, because obviously when you paint and epoxy, gets in there, and then the hole's too small. So we had to drill all these out ship shape. And they painted the steps, by the way. Look at those. They painted the steps. So I think that looks nice. Again, we need to wash them because they're covered in dirt and dust because they've been sitting here for a month and a half or 2 months. They had a tarpaulin over them, but that was it. The other thing I'm thinking about doing, I'm trying to get that engine placement, and I'm thinking I'm going to put the center, or where the bolts are, bolts to the bottom of the motor, kind of line it up with this and this, and the back of the motor will be about here, and the front will be here, so it'll be split kind of about halfway between this seam here, where I've got the overlapping plywood from the steps there, or as they call them, the cuts. And then the prop shaft will go back probably into this guy here and through the hole and out, and then the prop will be positioned almost a foot from the back, so that when people try to climb these stairs, they aren't putting their feet on the prop. They have to go like way under there to get the foot on the prop. Not that it's going to be running, but it's a sharp edge nonetheless. And kids or who knows what people might cut their feet on the prop. And we're not here to be bleeding in the ocean drawing sharks. So anyway, we're very, very white. Everything's white. And again, once we get it back to Battalion, we're going to find an artist to paint some kind of design on the side here, on the sides, and of course put the name somewhere on the front. We're going to put lighting, little LED, strip lights underneath here and back here, and maybe in the back there, so that if you turn it on, this all like glows like white. They've got blue and green and purple and different color lights, but I'm not getting into crazy lighting. Still wrestling with what to do about this front opening here. We're going to have to put some plywood on top of here, is my guess. Some 3/8 inch plywood on top of here all the way back to here. I was going to think about leaving this open so somebody could sit here and put their feet down here, but this is only that wide, so you can, only a child could possibly sit on that and put their feet down there, because see, there's just nothing, there's no space for your feet. It's only as wide as my hand is here, so that really wouldn't work. So we're going to, pretty sure, just plywood all the way over here to the back of this, and this will just be a covered area for, you know, throwing your gear, backpack, whatever you got. And this big boy here, the mothership, she's ready to rock. We got her all painted nice inside. Now these are the removable cross beams here. We're going to cover these with tarpaulin. We're done for the day. We've already done our day's work. So we are looking at 3 white nights here, and they're looking pretty awesome. I mean, I still can't envision totally, you know, what's going to be like in the ocean when you're in the ocean, because there's also a balance too. You know, the back there is really heavy, and the front is sort of heavy, you know, with this blocking and, you know, structure here, but the front is more narrow, so it can't support as much weight or float as much weight as the rear, but it might be very proportional. I don't know. We're going to have to see once we get this in the ocean, because we have to put the holes in the ocean individually and then bolt them up once they're in. So they'll be floating around in shallow water, maybe 2 feet deep. So we'll be up to our knees and be bolting these cross beams on. So that'll be an interesting little thing there too. The other thing I wanted to show you kind of is how goofy this rudder is on here now. And let me go get my EP78 board, cocoa wood. This is right here. Pretty sure this is it. Yeah, this is it. See right there, EP. So what I'm doing here, I'm going to show you how to tell how much water your rudder is in. Okay, so basically that's the water line. When you're planing, that's the water line. So anything below EP78 there, that's your rudder in the water. And that's why this boat won't steer. This is just like 3 fingers, 4 fingers of rudder. And, well, actually it goes like this, so it's even less because you're further out. So you got, what am I saying? I'm trying to get this camera. Yeah, 3 fingers of rudder in the water. That's why that boat won't turn. I had a heck of a time if and I've told you guys this before, but who knows which video you've watched, if you watch them all, or just this is your first or third or fifth one or what. But if the current's coming from, say, the right, we'll talk water talk, boat talk, starboard side, you can't turn into it. This single hole here with the outriggers made of bamboo, I couldn't turn into it. I could kind of like fade into it, something like that, but I just couldn't like make a turn. It would turn left with the current, but it wouldn't turn right into it. And it's because that rudder was only 2.5 or 3 inches into the water. You see how tall it is? About 10 inches tall. What we have over here, and you can see clearly, kind of clearly now, how much below the bottom of that piece of wood rudder was in the water. That's why it wouldn't turn. Okay, so we got to get a longer shaft here, and I'm going to get my tape ruler right now and measure how long, because this part here should be pretty much at the bottom here. So we need another 6 inches longer rudder in order to make this boat even think about steering. And now that we got 3 holes, I mean, we do have chines on the bottom, which is going to help us get a little grip. Here they call them shoes. That's just the local slang for the chines. But I'm going to have a rudder that goes down deeper. My rudder also is going to be kind of the opposite way. It's not going to be more vertical, it's going to be more horizontal. So it's like if you took this one and turned it 90 degrees and dropped it down 6 inches and made it 8 inches by 10, that's what I'm going to have there. So that should be good. That should be what we need to at least begin to have a proper rudder on here at the proper depth, because this boat planes, and this boat planes right, the watch, so you're riding right on top of it here. The surface is right under here. When we drove this thing, it just jumped up on plane so fast, and this was not underwater at all. None of this, these steps were under. They were just sliding right on the top. And of course, maybe if you get more weight in it, more people. There were 2 people and a 70 horsepower, 70 pound gasoline engine. Now my diesels are going to be 100 pounds. There's another 30 pounds there, and we get me and a couple of friends. Of course, we're going to have all these holes there too, so everything's going to change. You know, the dynamics of this thing's going to all change, because we're all going to be floating. All this stuff is you know, flotation here. So we'll see how that goes. And so anyway, I just wanted to show you the rudder thing and figure it out too, because I at night when I lay in bed thinking about this, it dawned on me that, hey, I need to line up with that back step and see where it hits this road, because anything below that is what is really in the water, and that's not good. That doesn't work at all. So we will be back. Let me get over here. We can get a vision of the 3 white knights. See our tarpaulin? That's what happens. They've got a tarpaulin that's better than this, because they had it over there underneath that tree, and it never faded yellow and came apart like this. And the whole time we replaced this tarpaulin, this will be the 3rd time. This is the 2nd tarpaulin we put up, so we'll have a 3rd one here. But those, my friends, are the 3 amigos right there. So we will be back. See if I can get more of a side view here. There we go. Maybe, yeah, like that. Well, I'm barely getting it on the camera screen, but we'll be back with more of my Paradise on Battalion Island. Bye for now.